So a question, Denise, is, we've heard you talk today about, these are my boundaries. This is, I get my hair done, I do the things, and, Mark doesn't question it, or no one really questions it anymore. Where do you get that rock solid nature around, this is who I am, this is just why? I know you've talked about the golden goose, and where do you get that from? Like, is that practice? What is that?
I think it sometimes comes from resentment, and then resentment builds up, and then you realise no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to give you that permission. So I think it's just come from time of going, wow, I need to do this for myself. But also I think too, just growing in confidence in yourself and doing that inner work all the time, which I'm not perfect at. But I just cool, I really just try and like myself and be in my own corner. And that really helps for all of those, all of those little decisions. That incremental upgrading stuff I talk about a lot in boot camp, that's the work of just getting used to having, more ease, more abundance in your life. But you have to kind of start before you're ready, right? So we had a cleaner when we lived in London when we were in our 20s, and it was like £8 an hour. We did 2 hours every 2 weeks. And I remember when Mark's mum found out, we went to go visit her because I'd said, don't tell your mum we've got a cleaner. Do not tell your mum we've got a cleaner. So we were sitting there in the lounge room and there was this 5-second lull in conversation, and he went, we've got a cleaner. And it was like this confession. He couldn't hold it in anymore. And his mum, bless her, she went, I can teach you how to iron if you want. And I love Mark's mum, but I just went, oh, there's still so much stigma around that. And, we were, in our 20s, we had no kids, we had similar jobs, we had similar education levels, but it was kind of still expected that I was going to be doing the cleaning and the cooking. And I was always kind of nope, I don't want to. And so we started small, and then so it's only been a progression. And, now we have Candace with us 4 days a week, but it started because we had someone come every 2 weeks. And also I'm pretty when people go, oh, I can't, relax if things are messy. I'm like, I can totally relax if things are messy. I don't care. And so Mark, sometimes if he's, feeling resentful or whatever, he'll rage clean, and I'm just like, go for it. I don't feel bad about it. Yeah, I know. But I just go, okay. And I remember that my mum said something about 2 years ago. She said to a friend, she goes, Denise does nothing. And she meant she does nothing. Yeah, she meant she does nothing around the house, because I don't. I really, really don't. But I kind of go, everything here is something I've created from my imagination. Yeah. So I don't feel that bad about it. And also practically I know that the way my brain works, Candace was away and I was like, I guess someone has to do some laundry. And I was like, okay. And so, but then I started going, what's the most efficient way to do this laundry? And then I was like, maybe I should separate everything out first. So I spent half an hour separating things into piles. And then I was like, we really need a system for this. And then I was like, oh, what baskets can I buy? And then I put stuff in the washing machine. And I was like, oh, look at all this lint around the thing. And I started cleaning that. And then when it came out, I was like, okay, what's the best, most efficient way to air all these clothes? And then I was like, this error isn't fit for purpose. I was looking, and I spent 4 hours in there going, what's the best way to hack this laundry system? It's not a good use of my time and energy. And that's not saying, denigrating anyone who does any of that themselves, because let's face it, most of the world has to. But I was just like, I can create more abundance for everybody in this family, in this community, if I focus on what I'm good at. And I'm not good at laundry. I could probably come up with a really good system for it and, find the best hanging system or whatever. And I did order a couple of extra errors. But I'm like, no, I just can't get involved. And so I just don't.
So I suppose it's owning that zone of genius. You know your zone of genius. You stay in that arena and that's it.
Yeah.
And you don't budge.
No, I don't. No.
Great.
And I feel like hiring people too, even in that capacity, especially at home, is actually a better use of my money than business, because I could do most things in the business myself quite happily if I had to, but doing a lot of the home stuff, it really drains my energy. Mm-hmm. And so I would always prefer to spend money there. but that's just me personally, you know, and I don't cook either. Like every now and again I'll cook, but I'll go, instead of cooking one spaghetti bolognese, why don't I do 6 kilograms of spaghetti? And it becomes a whole thing. And then I'm like, and then it's like, I'll come home and there's stuff everywhere and piles of spaghetti bolognese because I can't. That's my personality. I can't just do something once. Yeah, I have to. Everything goes to extremes.
Can't just make a sandwich.
No, I'm a batching queen. Yeah, exactly.
Thermomixes, because if I do anything,
and it's good to have a sweet and a savoury one, right? Totally.
Make a soup, make a
there you go.
Oh, you've got to cut the vegetables. You've got everything there.
May as well.
And I do that.
Yeah, but then that can be dangerous because then I'm like, it goes too far. Yeah. So I don't feel guilty because I think I've incrementally done it. But also when you hire people at home, it's the same with hiring people in your business. You have to start to ask for what you want. And so I remember, you know, the first time I said to our house cleaner, I was like, oh, do you mind changing the sheets? Can you just add that as part of your thing? And I was like, oh, is that okay? And now it's just like clean clothes appear, things appear. And then every now and again I might adjust and say, hey, do you mind doing it like this? Because I do not want to expend energy. So I just want to open a drawer and there's stuff there. I can put it on and not think about it. And even, you know, this last week I said to Candice, oh, can you steam my clothes before they go in my cupboard? Because I'll look at something and go, it's wrinkly. I can't be bothered, you know, doing that. So I just want things to be automatic in that way because I know that I can help people other ways, you know, and I can hire people and create that abundance. But I still see there's a lot of stigma and shame for especially women, especially mums, outsourcing things because it's supposed to be something that's like a sense of pride for us. And for some people it is, and for me it's not. And I felt like, I don't know, I felt bad for it for a long time. And then I'm just like, just not good at it, and that's okay. Yeah.